That one works too. Is it on red or is it on standby?
It's record.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Why are you standing back? Mine's
'Cause
adjustable. Button right there.
I was adjusting it.
So, look at that. Yours only did.
All right.
Hey, see stud, nut stud. Nut goes on stud goes in case. Get that figured out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're about to install studs into these new cases.
First thing I do is figure out how long of a stud we're going to use.
Cases should have came with the studs already in
you
them.
got a nut and a stud. You screw a nut onto the stud, just like that. Then you insert stud B in the hole A, where it fits. Go to hole B, and it fits up. Then we take a precision measurement device. It could be anything. Go like that. Take a stud. Go like that, and then you see how many threads are hanging up top up here. So you get about one thread maximum showing to half a thread. Then you come over here and measure from this direction and see what that dimension is. So basically we're coming about 1/400. That's what we're shooting for. Otherwise known as we're pretty much going to bury the stud all the way into the case. So that means these are going to be sitting in there about that deep. And we're not counting any gaskets that'll raise it up. Because right now this nut's bottomed out on the stud. If the nut bottoms out on the stud, the cylinder's still loose. That's bad.
Yeah, that won't be good.
Yeah, so our tightening is the thickness of the gasket. Okay, then we got our case. Now studs are oversized and threads are undersized. That's called interference fit. So that's why they don't go in there. And this one here, I already put in my stud installer and tightened down. You can see how the first thread is transferring metal as I'm trying to shove it in the hole. See, it definitely goes in there like that. It's tight. See the mark? Transferring aluminum. So we need some lubricant on there. And I'm sure there's a lot of fancy lubricants out there, but assembly lube works too. And make sure you scratch it on the table to scratch the case.
Yeah, let's probably try to avoid that, since those cases have been to the polishers twice now.
Yeah, well, that's okay. So we lubricate inside and outside the hole. And if we're lucky, this thing will go in there without tearing up the threads and having the junk cases. See, that doesn't fit on there. That one does. So. That's how it stopped. That quick though. So we're going to have to do this a couple times back and forth until the threads get friendly with each other. See the black crap coming off?
Yep.
That's the black off the stud that is gulling its way through. Can't really show much, look at it there. Turn the air compressor on yet?
Nope. You didn't turn the compressor on?
I don't know, I might have. I might not have. See how the threads are getting all polished?
So approximately how many times do you usually do this?
Until it goes in all the way or it breaks.
Well, that's not good news. How about like a guesstimated number of...
Almost.
Well, like the last Ultima motor, I would imagine you recall approximately how many times you ran those studs in and out.
You're assuming I remembered. I was just awake that day.
Oh, okay, thanks. So, I'm surprised you didn't say go to YouTube and watch the video again.
No, I don't care about that.
I did watch a couple last night, but not this.
You missed the important one.
Well, I watched this one a couple weeks ago.
Okay, you see how many threads are hanging out of there? See that?
Let's see, I'll zoom in on this thing. And it looks like it's about maybe one thread.
Half a thread maybe.
Means you can hammer that sucker down farther.
Here, how tight is that?
How tight it is?
How far is it sticking out?
Well, what are you trying to test me or something? Well, let's see here. It looks like it is. Where the heck is my camera here? Oh,
Looks like it's sticking out a little bit. You go deep enough.
are you sure? All right, you're measuring the stud length.
Okay, you measure from the top of the stud to our number. So if you do zoom in there and catch it, we should be around 440. Unless I'm really, really tired and I can't see straight. I know that can't happen. I had at least 4 hours last night.
There you go.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
What's it show? What'd the camera say?
1 inch 440,
Exactly?
approximately.
Well, how far off was it?
Well, we'd need to use the calipers to have a measurement.
Just went in deeper that time?
I guess I'll turn this other camera back on.
Well, you missed it?
Yeah, we missed that part.
So what do we got on there now?
Well, let's see. If we get this. Camera has a sweet spot. If you get it too close, it's blurry. And if it's back
See
too
that
far-
zoom? When you're below 50, it's okay. If you go above 50, it doesn't like it.
It is.
If you get really close, you can see better. Here, what's it say? 390 what? 5?
Are you sure?
I don't know. You're looking at it. 400?
It looks like it's at 4.
Okay. Well, it was at least at 4. I was thinking maybe it's 500, but what do I know? I can't see anything. Okay, so what number were we shooting for?
So,
What
to
number?
have consistency,
What
we're
number do
looking
we
at
want? What
1
number?
inch 4
For something.
or something.
What cylinder is this? Must be the correct one. It went on. So we're going to do a double check. Unless that doesn't fit. Unless I'm not scratching the case on the steel workbench. And not banging it either.
Yeah.
Where's your towel at? You could have put a towel on here.
Do you want? Can I put a towel on there?
You can do whatever you want. I don't care. It's not my case.
All right. Well, I'm turning this one off while I run and get a towel.
Oh. Look how shiny that bore is in there.
Yeah.
Even with oil in its mirror.
That's because we've had this thing assembled before.
Now this
You already
is-
honed it.
Which cylinder is this? Oh, there it is. It's the rear one. Good. I'm glad I'm using the right cylinder.
Yeah.
Oh, you notice that's not quite on the right way though. Okay, nut's tight, see? Doesn't move. So that means we're successful on having this correct. See, nut's loose. So that was a fail proof. It either was going to work or fail.
Yeah, I prefer that it works.
Come and drop the case in that wrench or miss it. Okay, so we know that 1/400 is the correct height with this cylinder in that case. And whatever nut was I just used. So you're going to mark this so you know exactly which nut it goes on?
No.
Okay.
Those should all be the same length.
Should be, could have, would have, should have.
But we'll see when you run the other studs in and out several times until they
So they go all the way in?
bottom out.
Okay.
And
So you said you want to go to another stud? Is that
it
what
should
you
be
said?
1/440.
Now you keeping track of how many hours we're getting paid to do this?
I am not.
Oh. So this is off the clock, is what you're saying?
Well, I think I already paid for this.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so.
Yeah. My balance is just for like.
Because I'm working right now.
My balance is for hardware.
As I recall, I am working right now.
My balance is for additional hardware.
Oh. She could ask customers. All right. There's that one. Ready? That tight yet? Now we go to the big socket. Still the oil that makes a mess. You keeping track how long it takes per stud?
No.
Why not?
I guess if we were trying to figure that out, you just rewind the video.
Go back and look at it 15 times, make sure I did it right.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of work. You don't have a lot of air pressure around here. It comes off nice though.
Someone should probably turn the air compressor on.
It is on, I went and checked. But maybe it quit working if it's so hot in back.
Hmm.
What if I help it? How many times am I back and forth now?
I lost count because I'm operating 2 cameras, watching my dog, and
Scratching your balls.
I have my hands full. I need an assistant for that.
Oh. Me too. There's somebody dick on the wrench. I'm sure so soft. He says it's wide open though. Oh well.
Using that cheap snap-on tool.
Yeah.
You should have spent the big bucks on one of those Harbor Freight ones.
See, it says Rand on it.
You're using Ingersoll Rand.
It ran away.
You know, I was being a smartass when I said you should spend the big bucks on the Harbor Freight one. My next door neighbor couldn't even pull his frickin' wheels off.
We're not doing a Harbor Freight ad here, are we?
My next door neighbor couldn't frickin' pull his wheels off his car with one of those.
What'd you do that rag I had?
There's rags all over the place.
Yeah. Look at doing on the floor. Look, it's pissing. Okay, what height is this one at?
1 inch 400. If it's the same as the other one.
No, it's not. It's 1,370. You went in too deep.
Don't think it's going to be that big of a deal.
It isn't?
One thread deeper than the other one. Affect it.
Did it move? Oh, it is moving. You mean you don't want it exactly right? Plus or minus 3 thou? Here it's 15th out higher now. Up to 390.
Yeah, that's close enough.
You sure?
Yeah.
It's been another 5 minutes getting right on the money.
No.
You sure? I'm going to charge you by the week.
There's about 15 or 20 threads there. So,
One of them wouldn't matter?
yeah, 1 or 3 threads aren't going to affect it.
Oh.
If you're like 5 or 8 threads different, then I would be concerned. But considering you insisted on using those super heavy-duty, high-performance racing nuts on there, I think 1 or 2 threads is not going to be a big deal,
Not going to matter?
since they're twice the depth of those
What if it's not deep enough?
stock ones that these cases came with.
So the air gun has more balls now, even though it's back on the same dial?
Yeah, I turned that one off for a minute because I don't think we need to record all 8 studs.
Well, I'm getting practice. I'm on the 3rd one now. The air pack's got more balls now.
Do you want me to keep recording all 8 studs, or is that
I don't know.
first 2 good enough?
I don't know. We're up to 3 right now. You're losing track here, sir.
Right, but there's 2 completed.
We could say it's repeatability times 8.
There we go. So you heard that, audience. Repeatability times 8. So we're going to cut there and go back to something more interesting when these studs are all
What if I screw one all up?
installed.
What if I screw one up and you're not looking?
We don't want to. We don't want to.
We're not going to show that one?
No.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to leave right there for a second. So now what are you doing?
Get this clip on. Get the bearings off. Just have to measure it. Go on the mic and measure it.
That's your job.
What size is it?
I didn't measure it.
There. Your extra hand, get this out of the way. We need that other half.
All right. So what are you doing now?
Trying to figure all these things tooth over, so there's
Are you sure that's my crank?
no. Maybe someone else's crank. It looks like your crank.
Are you cranky?
Hot.
Hot and cranky?
Tired. Should we put dirt all over this crank? What size is this?
You tell the audience out there watching.
You
what
have to look
size
at
is
it.
If this camera could show that. We're getting light glare, so you tell me what it is.
Well, we have to move the camera around to the glare looks good.
Okay, read it off.
7.
7 what?
7 on the dial. Right there. 7. See? See that?
7 what? Seven inches, 7/10, 7/1000.
It's 249 and 7.
249 and 7 what?
How big's the bearings? They're probably undersized.
7-inch bearings?
Yes.
That is a big bore stroker kit. What size of frickin' barrels and pistons go on that sucker?
Something. Seems to be off.
What is off?
The dial. Must be some temperature variations between settings.
You calibrated this in the wintertime and now it's summer, so it's expanded.
Except it went smaller, not bigger. My original bag is getting old, deteriorated. It's only 20, 30 years old. 30
Maybe
years
it's time for a new bag.
I don't have any more new bags. Especially with that spa sticker on it.
Oh yeah.
So what number we got? 7? What's 7 and 9? -2. That wasn't a joke. What's 7 and 9 -2?
Hey, I'm not the machinist, you are, so you tell us.
Well, 7 plus 9 is what?
That's 16.
-2.
There's like 14.
And what size do we got?
We are at...
And she didn't compensate for the 0. We're at 15. 16. There's a hole right there too. If you look at it straight, you got a more accurate picture.
Well, I'm looking down the hole and then I was looking at the dial.
If you look at the dial, see when I got the dial over here, you can't see it. So 15, 18, 17, 16, 16. What size we want?
14.
6 minus 2, 14. Close enough.
So, we're going to hone this a little bit or what?
Why do you want to hone it? We already saw it. We're 14 and we're at 16 to 18. It's rough as a cob, but that's the way it comes.
Yeah, it's to hold more oil in there.
We're breaking. It's a hot rod motor though, right?
Yes.
Doesn't matter if we make it looser then. Can you hear it?
No.
Can you hear it over the fan? It's rough. Put this box in over.
Okay, now what are you doing? So, what are you getting ready to hone over there?
I'm going to hone that loose bearing out.
If it's loose, it's just going to get looser if you're going to hone it.
That's right.
So what the heck are you doing?
Slowly make it looser.
Why would you do that?
Because I like them being loose. It's number 5. The oil on my hands. Well,
Now where are you going?
hey, quit biting me, Mike.
Okay, I'm going to turn this off for a second while you're...
Buddy's attacking somebody.
Alright, so what are you getting ready to do here?
I'm going to put a smoother finish on this rough ass finish.
You're going to hone the surface of the crank bearing.
Right main bearing, yeah. It was too damn small anyway. So now it's smoother. A little bit smoother. Smoother, yeah.
Buddy snuck up behind you again.
Saw that. Alright. The more I do that, the smoother it gets.
Yeah, it's interesting how that works.
I'm not digging as much. Okay, so that takes the high spots off the rough finish. Probably add another tenth or so clearance, but maybe 2/10.
Are you going to remeasure it?
Nope. Why, you want to measure it?
I do not want to measure it, but I was wondering if you were going to
No, I
measure
wasn't
it.
going to measure it.
Really?
No.
Why?
I don't need to know it's bigger. I already know it's bigger.
Well, yeah. It would be a good idea to know how much bigger it is.
I'll figure that when I assemble it. Alright, now we can go clean this thing someplace.
So I'm going to pause this.
Yep.
Now you're going to put the case bolts in.
Put 2 in so I can check the big crank. Sure there's nothing in the way. I can do a real in-play check. Lots of in-play. Just if you want it. See the crank? Not your head, camera. Right here, see? Yeah.
Can't really see it moving.
Because it didn't move. You gotta spin a little bit to free it up. Moving?
Not a whole lot.
You can hear it.
I can hear it.
See that thing? Lots of input. Nice and loose. It matches that loose bearing over here. High RPM motors, you have to loosen them up. So you want to make sure these oil gathers lined up. They're supposed to be done. See, that one doesn't line up.
Because you have it upside down or on the wrong hole.
Oh, is that the problem?
Yeah.
Oh, that one lines up better.
Yeah.
See, they moved it over for us, so now it lines up. So now you gotta see if it matches the cylinder though. Where's the front cylinder at? So it lines up?
Looks like it lines
So
up.
that means it should match when you put it all together.
Yes.
Unlike last time we had to grind case.
Yeah. And we didn't discover that till it was halfway assembled.
That's right. Like all assembly. So now we don't need this cylinder anymore. Okay, so we got enough checking done on this side now? Let me take it apart.
Take it apart.
Your stainless steel screw, see how it's galling up the first thread when I was trying to screw it in by hand?
Why?
I don't know. This one's going in now, but the first time it was galling up. That's because there's nothing on this thread to keep it from galling. There's no lubrication.
So,
Dry metal.
do you
Stainless
use,
and aluminum like to stick to each other. They're not very compatible.
are you using Loctite or are you using assembly lube on those threads?
I don't know. Hear it squeaking?
Right?
If it stopped all of a sudden, we're done. That means the threads are all screwed up. You said you had all the grit out of the hole, so
Yeah.
I just shoved it in there. Figured you knew what you were doing. See that mark was galling on that one? See the shiny spot? Probably got a nick in there when somebody threw it on a bench like that.
Yeah.
That's probably what did it. So watch out for the tight mechanics.
Like slamming the case on top of the ramp.
Okay, I can do that.
All right, now what are you doing? Getting ready to put some
What's that?
oil. So you're gonna take
What was that?
solvent.
That was crap you didn't clean. Look at that nasty black crap.
That's your frickin' dirty solvent.
It's my dirty rag.
So now you're gonna put some sealer.
First I gotta clean it. You didn't scratch up my air impact over there, that ugly case, did you? No. I think you scratched. Look at the scratch on that.
No. Okay, so what do you use on this seam?
Clean rag.
No, the sealer.
Over there.
What is it called?
It's right there.
Thread bond. More assembly lube on the bearings,
Imagine that. We want lube.
considering that we just washed it off again.
That's kind of a waste of time. You're washing it, cleaning it, wash it, clean it. You keep putting dirt, oil, and dirt back. What's up with that? Why don't we just leave it one way or the other? No, that wasted time.
Part of the process.
Trick is to have clean oil, no foreign matter in it when you assemble. Okay,
Now,
this thread bond is 3 bond, not thread bond.
whatever. It's bent up over there. I couldn't see what it
It says
said.
right there, 3 bond, liquid crap, gray. Otherwise known as, it looks like that when it dries. See how that comes out in stringy crap?
Yeah.
And it kind of just breaks up and goes away. Silicone doesn't do that, it stays and plugs holes.
That was just a blurry shot.
Look at that, it's like toothpaste.
3 bond.
Put that on your toast in the morning. Oops.
That bonds 3 things at once.
Yeah, I just bonded too much in that hole, but that's
Both sides of the case and your finger. 3 bond.
Yeah. You know, you want to make sure you put a nice thick layer on there.
You're going to use a nice clean rag this time to get the excess squeeze off, or you're just going to frickin' scratch the crap out of my case rubbing it with a dirty rag?
I was going to use that dirty rag right there. I didn't want to get my new clean one dirty.
So I wonder how many people are going to appreciate this smart-ass commentary on these videos.
Well, I'm making comments to their comments. I also throw my shit down a lot too, so look at that.
Yeah, you make a lot of noise.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, look, I'm really throwing that down. Look at that. Sounds like I am, but the workbench is an echo chamber. They only put down a filthy piece of wood on the table and feel like wood chips inside the motor.
Yeah. Or a piece of black rubber and have black skid marks all over the polished case.
Yeah, and then the metal sticks in the rubber and scratches the case anyway. Good one.
You know what would work though is a sheet of silicone.
Silicone inside the motor, that would be good. So
No.
the dirt would not embed in the silicone and scratch anything, is that what you're saying?
No, there's silicone sheeting that's durable,
Durable.
has a little bit of slip to it so you can spin your parts around, but it's firm enough to where it's not going to embed a bunch of crap into it unless you really hammer it down. Like
I
you
would
like
never hammer anything down.
to throw your
Just look at
stuff
my
in.
bench, there's no marks in there at all. Am I using the correct applicator here? Yes, I got my genuine leather gloves on. Renewable, so it's energy efficient.
Yeah, it's probably healthier, but not so practical to use gloves applying sealer.
And you notice I'm packing into that groove with my finger in one little swap like that. Look at that.
Did you have to take a class for that?
Yes.
Goop smearing 101?
I don't think that's what Dad called it.
And what did he call it?
Foot up the ass was the most common phrase.
That's if you're lagging.
Oh.
That was a threat.
No, it wasn't any threat.
Or it was motivator.
It motivated my assward upward.
Yeah. Did he give you that when you wanted something? Did he give you the old wish in one hand and shit in the other and see which one gets full
No,
first?
that was your dad. My dad didn't do that.
Yeah. We had some shitty hands.
I got a shitty finger. Here, bend over. Let me see that shirt. There you go.
Hey.
Where's that dirty rag I was going to use? Oh, it's in my pocket. There we go.
All right.
Now you notice how it's air drying right now.
So you're letting it tack up.
It's getting tacky right now. Now, if it's done correctly, there should be a nice smear of crap poking out when I tighten the case up. If not, your coat might have been too thin. Now, you got this stupid gear on there in the way which scrapes up our case when we slam it in. So you want to try to refrain from scratching the surface when you do that. Now, usually I like to kind of do a little jiggle when I go down to smear the coating, but with 2 dowel pins you can't do that.
Yeah.
So all you can do is just push it down and hope for the best.
It's better to have 2 dowel
You
pins.
see it's already got a little bit of line on there.
So we just leave that alone and let it set up and then clean it off later, right?
Come back in about an hour. I don't think so.
No? What are you going to wipe it off with?
I'm gonna do nothing. I'm gonna put the motor together. Okay, how many extra bolts we got?
That's all the bolts for that right there.
I think there's some extras in here, isn't there?
Nope.
You sure?
All the extras are over there.
Okay, there's a short one.
Extras are in a bag.
Okay, so you got, those are all the same. That one's short, and there's 2 different ones a quarter. Alright, what are you gonna put them on there? Oil? Goop? You know there's goop on them when you put the stuff into the hole.
That's what I asked you earlier. Are you going to Loctite or are you going to put
Or you want to put
oil
something
on?
else on your... Well, if it was steel, you wouldn't have to worry about it, but being stupid ass stainless, it likes to stick and go. We don't really need to have any Loctite on anything, because it's not really going to matter if it gets loose.
It's not going to matter if it gets loose. Really?
So that's why you spill it on the side of the container. Where's this one go? I'm thinking this hole.
Is that where you say it's not my bike, it doesn't matter?
It didn't matter on mine either.
Yeah. But you can't see it from my house.
For the customer wants me to build it like it's mine, for me. One of the problems, they don't know how I build motors for me.
Well, you're anticipating ripping it apart after the next race, so...
After the next run.
I'm anticipating on getting about 70 or 80,000 miles out of this.
70 or 80 miles?
1,000.
Oh. Out of this motor?
Yeah.
Dreaming.
Hey, you know what?
That ain't gonna happen. Then you're gonna drive at 7,000 RPM, 8,000 or something?
Yeah.
You're definitely dreaming.
That's why I came here.
Yeah. Good for you.
Because I wanted a long life hot rod motor.
Live forever.
That's right.
Yeah, that hurts when you do that. Ooh, look at that crap. Did you see that shit blurred out of there?
Oh man, no, you're just making
Just making a mess now. Almost like I did it on purpose. Did I do that one yet?
Look at that 3-bond squeeze.
Is that the factory torque? There it goes. So you want to know what factory torque is? 1, 2. Like that torque? Factory. Did I do this one yet? Maybe. How much foot-pounds was that?
I don't know. You tell me.
It was enough. It's tight.
You're familiar with your
It's
mini
tight.
impact. Your 3-drive impact butterfly.
It's a torque wrench. Factory adjusted. Yeah, okay. I think that was tight. Okay, it didn't move. That must have been the right torque then, right? Oh, I think it flexed. It was on my back. Yeah, that's perfect. I think I just leave the rest of them alone. It seemed to be tight.
So you use a mini breaker bar instead of a torque wrench.
That is a torque wrench. It has a flex beam, and when it flexes, it's tight.
Yeah, okay.
See, you use it's for 1/4 inch too. Now this rounds these bolts off because you have no way of holding that very well, so it doesn't work. All right, factory torque. Now you notice it had some goo come out of the orifices. Now you want to clean that later, or you want to clean it now?
I could probably. How hard does that stuff get?
On the tube there.
It'd be easier if you just answered me. If it gets really hard, I could take a new sharp razor blade and slice it off when it gets hard.
I'm sure that would never scratch the polished surface.
Yeah, or I could use some acetone.
Clean rag. See, no dirt, no metal in there. And see, it comes off. That's how you do it.
Or you can use some very non-toxic methyl ketone.
Non-toxic around here? Are you kidding?
Yeah, you can use very safe non-toxic
You mean like
methyl
You
ketone.
mean like California approved?
Yeah. Barehanded.
See the crop that's down in there if you don't take it out?
Better get that shit out of there. Look at that.
You can't even see it, you're on the wrong side. I'm gonna hurry up and disappear in about 3 seconds.
Yeah, I already saw it.
You sure?
Look at that.
Look at that. Ooh, look at that, it's gone. It's on my rag.
There's
though.
more
I think
goopy
it's
down
on my
there,
rag.
too.
It's on my rag though. See that wipes right off?
What about all the other stuff inside?
So what? Oh, you just scraped the case.
Oh, this side.
Do you
over
see
here.
any on the inside down there? There's a light, you know. If you use the light, it helps.
Yeah, it's just reflecting back.
Look way down in there. Do you see it inside the case? See
No.
any? Can you see down there, or is there just none down there to see?
No, there's nothing in there.
Oh, jeez. Maybe that's because I didn't put it in with a 1/4 inch bead. I only put it where it needed to be, not where it didn't need to be. I'm going to go clean up here where we can see it.
Oh, you're making a frickin' mess, dude.
I did. You sure?
Oh, you got it all over the motor
But
stand.
I left it on the bottom of the motor plate, so you've got to put it in the motor. It's going to rock all over the place. So it'd be your fault. no leaks. I don't want to smear up the front, so I'm going to leave that there for you. So I'd recommend that you don't touch the front of the case. So when you get your fancy rag to use to clean that, let me know.
Yeah.
Okay, where's those bolts that you found? Which you know where they went?
How come you're not taking it off?
I don't want to get my rag dirty. Somebody said they didn't want me to scratch the case up. I remember somebody said that once. Just following way back that video, I'm pretty sure he said something about that. You didn't think I was listening, did you?
I think we need to get that crap off of there.
No, you're gonna get it later, you said. You had some kind of a special rag you wanted to use?
Yeah, MEK impregnated.
Yeah, that's what I remember. I remember hearing something like that. None of my bolts that used to be here. Oh, there's another
I
one.
just have a nice shot of your t-shirt there. Nothing but blue.
Perfect.
Nothing but blue skies.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, I'm gonna continue.
Yeah, when are you going to get that goop off the other side?
I didn't want to get that dirty. I might scratch something, so didn't want to do damage. Just like I didn't clean off the bolt or the motor mount either. You have to get that later. After the motor's all together, that would be nice and light.
Yeah.
I'm just doing what you said to do. Customer's always wrong, or right. You got a mess on my bench.
It looks like you're adding motor stand bolts there instead of taking them out to clean off that edge that you were just
No, I wasn't doing that. That was your job.
being
to
a
do.
smart ass about.
No, you told me.
I got blue shirt again.
You told me what to do. That's what I'm doing. Just following directions.
Yeah, you better get that stuff off of there.
That's too late. I already got on the motor stand. Look at that. See how I did that? Pretty fancy. There you go. The inside of the motor's clean. That's all I care
So
about.
the longer you wait for that, the harder it's going to be to get off of there.
That's okay. It's not my job. My job to make sure the crank turns true. See how it's turning true there? Yeah. All right.
I'm going to turn this off so that I can clean off this goop you left on there.
Fine.
You edit all that time of the camera sitting there taping the bench.
What's that? That ain't good. Look at that. There's no goop there. Oh, you're not using that dirty rag, are you? Oh my God. Terrible. Look at that. Oh, geez, you got it dirty again.
You'll probably bring this home and wash this rag with your underwear.
I didn't want to get my underwear that clean, so we'll let that sit for a couple more days before we do that. Oh, look at that nasty stuff. Where'd you get that crap from? Look at that. It's terrible. Scratch. You're not scraping that polish up, are you?
Probably.
You have to get that mirror polish out. Look at that. It's terrible. People do that.
Why'd you put all this shit all over here?
Anything better to do.
So what's